for questions right now. I got a couple other presentations I was going to kind of share. Would you like to do questions now or later?
Maybe later on. You can go ahead with the other slides.
Okay. So now, you guys, I am going to show you another slideshow. And this kind of pertains a little bit to today. I got all these pictures on here. I'm going to see if I can move the pictures to the right. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So what I want to talk to you now about is, why am I so happy today? Because I own an IUL and indexed annuities. Because when I get a gain, I lock them in. And I also got something called the annual reset. So let's just take 100,000, and let's pretend that today the S&P is at 5,000. So I got 100,000. The guy over here this is the IUL on this side, and over here is the 401k. So we both start out at 100,000, and a year from today, the market goes down to 4,000. Market went down 20%. Now, not taking into account any of the costs, because both sides have costs. We're just net dollars. Market went down 20%. Well, with F&G, I still get plus 0.25%. So I didn't gain much, but I gained a little bit, and it helps pay my cost of insurance. So my 100,000 is worth 100,250. But the poor guy in the market, in the mutual fund, and the 401k, this 100,000. This 100,000 is only worth 80. Okay. Now, another year goes by, and the market goes back to 5,000. So it goes 5,000 down to 4, back to 5, and it's even. Well, the guy over here, he goes back to 100. Market went up. If you're at 4,000, it goes up 1,000. The market went up 25%. So it goes down 20, but it has to go up 25 for him to get even. So the guy in the market, he's got 100. It has to go back to 5,000 for him to get even. But look what happened to me. My 100,000 went to 125,312. So the market's 5,000. 2 years later, it's 5,000. I made money because it went down. You get it? So it's not magic, but what we got to understand is the power of what we're doing here. Market goes down and back up, and I make a whole bunch of money. Pretty awesome, right? Show you another example. Over here, we got 100,000 in indexing. Over here, we got 100,000 in the market. We're going to do 5 years. Market year one goes up 10%. I got 110 grand, but my 110 grand is locked in. Guy in the 401k, he's got 110 grand, but his money's not locked in. His money is at risk. My money locked in. His money at risk. Year two, the market goes down 10%. So plus 10, down 10. Well, in the down 10, I do earn plus 0.25%. So I earn $275. So I didn't make much, but it can offset the cost of my insurance, right? I got 110, 275, and the guy next door has got 99. Year three, it goes down another 15%. I earned another measly 0.25%. Now I got 110, 550 locked in. Can't ever lose it. Can't go down. Guy in the market took a pretty big hit, 84, 150. And the next year we bounced back at 14.5. Now I'm getting a 14.5% gain on 110. The guy in the market, he's getting a 14.5% gain, but only on 84. I made 16. He only made 10, 12. I got 126. He's only got 96. Next year, market goes back up. By the way, if you go through all these years, didn't go up much. I got 139. This guy's got 105. his money is still at risk. So you guys, I really urge you to learn all you can. And Neil, if you want me to email this stuff to you, I can. Just send me an email and I'll get it to you so you can get it to your team. But these are great training tools. So there's one last slide I want to share, and it's this one. So at FEG we have 2 IULs, and one of them has the S&P capped at 14.5. It has the Barclays, and it has the real estate index. So if we take a look at the history of the S&P, the last 10 years, it's done pretty good, 11.16. But you know what? That didn't take into account today, did it? In the last 20 years, it did 4.16, not too good. And if you figure in the cost, the average cost is 3%, it didn't do very good at all. Now, if we compare that with indexing, the last 10 years with the 14.5% cap, we hit 9.32, but in 20 years, we hit 7.65. About 3.5% more. Well, that's going to over double your income, that 3.5%. And then we take a look at Barclays, which ended up the year up 31.57, 10-year average 16.04. So when I do an illustration, I'm only illustrating at 8, but I got a product that averaged 16. Now, I don't know if it's going to do this forever. Probably not. I don't know. I just know what it's done in the past. And I got a 10-year average of 16%. And then I got a real estate index that's done 9 over the last 20 years. That real estate index, just by the way, just took a huge hit. Might be a great time to be in the real estate index, which I watch every single day. So you guys, we have really, really high-tech products and concepts that America just needs. And I figure, you guys, the better you get at this, technically strong at what we do, and the more comfortable you are, I suggest everybody has $1,000 a month IUL. You say, well, I can't afford it. Well, make more money and afford it. If I was you, because a lot of you are younger than I am, I'd be putting everything I could in my IUL. Think about it. If your money goes into the IUL today, because of the big down, you're getting in cheaper. With the FEG IUL, every 15th of the month, you're paying monthly, you're back in every 15th. Man, I hope it goes down for a little while more. Because then it's going to start going up and we're going to make an absolute fortune. I can't wait to get a whole bunch of money in now when it's low. It is a great time to push money into the indexed annuities. Because now people can grow their money without any risk. I mean, what if this coronavirus, what if it does become really, really bad? Well, and the market keeps going down. Well, at least we're protecting ourselves, our principal. So, Neil, that's my presentations for today. And I've got to be off at about 6. So I'm open to any questions if somebody would like to ask me something.
All right. Thank you very much, Ron. That's very, very powerful. Really eye-opening, especially with what's going on in the world right now, especially the stock market,
right?
The coronavirus. So, let's maximize the remaining 6 minutes. Anyone would like to ask questions to our CEO?
Kuya Neil, I do have a question. This is Daisy. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Daisy. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for the very, very, very good informative information. I learned a lot again from you, and I was actually taking down notes. But I would like to I would like to clarify. I think this question has been raised last week. About how, if we are asked on from our client, we are asked by our clients on how insurance invests our money, and how are they guaranteeing that there is no loss from the market. I know that we can answer it that it's not invested in the stock market, right? But if they
Correct.
ask more technical questions, where do they invest it? Where this insurance companies invest it? What's the best and simplest way to answer them back?
Okay. That's a great question. Insurance companies are regulated by each state, and so they have all these capital requirements. And most life insurance companies, most of their assets are invested in corporate bonds and government bonds. Now, some of the insurance companies also invest in commercial real estate mortgages. So if there's a big, let's say there's $100 million building and there's 50 million on the first mortgage, so there's 50 million of equity, that'd be a pretty safe investment. So some of the insurance companies also have a percentage of their assets in high grade commercial mortgages, but they're very, very highly regulated as to where they put their money. And insurance companies, for this indexing to work, they put money in the bonds. The bonds throw off interest, and it's the interest from the bonds that's invested in the call options in the S&P. So the principal, that $100,000 of principal, is not at risk. The interest is what is at risk. And because of F&G's ties with Blackstone and some of the sharpest financial people in the world, I mean, we just have our indexes are just way better than anybody else's. I mean, you don't see the kind of indexes we're looking at here. You don't see this kind of performance anywhere in our industry. I mean, one of the companies that we started with, it's a big, gigantic company, very successful, LSW. It's a great company. But their cap right now is right in the area of 9.5% on the S&P. Our cap is 14.5%. How can our cap be so much higher? The only explanation I got is smart people at Blackstone doing their job. So I hope that answered. And you can actually go to the insurance company and they do these financial reports that show all their liquidity and stuff. You should call F&G and tell them you want some of their financial reporting materials. There's marketing materials for us. I think it's something blank independent report. Neil, you've probably seen those things around.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question.
Thank you, Ron.
Sure.
Okay, anyone else would like to ask question?
Hey, Neil, I have a question.
Renee.
Neil, it's Paul.
Oh, Paul. Paul. Okay, go ahead, Paul.
Yes, hi, Ron. Thank you for your slides. It's an honor to talk to you, our CEO.
Sure, Paul.
Yes, my question is...
Paul, where are you, Paul? Where are you out of?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Wow.
So
you know how exciting that is? The whole East Coast is wide open.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I actually just resigned, and I'm doing this full time. So, I'm excited for
All
this.
right.
So,
Good.
my question, yes, going back to the reset, why is that we're still gaining with a 2.5%?
Oh, well, it's not 2.5%. It's 0.25%.
0.25%.
So let me go to that slide.
Yes, please.
Yeah. See, if it was 2.5%, it'd be 100,000. It'd be 102,500. So this is only 100,250.
Okay.
So not at all carriers, but in F&G, when the market goes down, they credit our clients plus 0.25%. And how do they do that? The real honest answer is they're just, it has to come back to the Blackstone connection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Blackstone is, heading towards becoming $1 trillion company. And I mean, in 1 year, their assets went up $150 billion. So they're just smart people. Is, everybody else, when the market goes down, they pay zero, right?
Yes.
But they have figured out a way to pay plus 0.25%. So in this case, it's only $250.
Mm-hmm.
But that's $250 that's going to compound for the next 20 or 30 years.
That's right.
And help offset the cost of the insurance, right?
Yes. Okay. Very good.
And then that next year, when I gain 25,000, here's what I love. That next year, it goes up. It's incredible what happened. And by the way, I'm assuming on this that we're in the Barclays with no cap. Some of the S&P index have cap, but this, we can get 25% in Barclays because it has no cap. So hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you, Ron. It was an honor to talk to you. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, Ron.
Anybody else? Hi.
Hi, Ron. This is Mart from Milpitas. How are you?
Mart, long time no see.
Thank you. It was an amazing training. Thank you. Thank you. It's always a privilege for someone like you to train us. That's why.
Hey, by the way, I'm coming to your office.
I'm excited. We're looking forward.
I'm pretty excited. This is what I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring this stuff to your office.
Awesome.
When is that? What date is that, Ron?
Hi. Hi.
Hi, it's Marie and MJ. How are you, Ron?
Aloha.
We have some
Aloha.
guests here joining us. So
all right.
From the Aloha.
You guys are doing great. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you, Ron.
Okay, so Mart, you had a question, Mart?
Yeah, it might be kind of. I will ask you straight up, no filter. If you have a client that asks you a smart ass question, like how they challenge you a lot of times, especially here in the Bay Area, you live with a lot of people that does research, and ask you, how can you make sure that the company is not going to close if I put my money in that company? How do you answer it?